this flowering vine looks so good. And a lot of times, like, I appreciate clematis because in those areas of your home where you want the vertical color, you have to have it. But when you see this, it's gonna ship out the week of April 17th, no matter where you are in the country. Take a look at these blooms, because the first thing that comes to my mind is this is not clematis for how I know it.
No one's seen clematis like these. These actually come from a good friend of ours that lives out in Poland.
Yeah.
He recommended these varieties because these are some of the best clematis that the world has to offer. This guy in Poland, he spent his entire life, kind of like the Ito peony, that breeder, spent his whole life on those one peonies. This man has spent his whole life on clematis. Now these clematis is called the queen of the vines.
Okay.
Because they have very large flowers, generally speaking.
Okay.
This is kind of like the queen of the queens, the empress of the queens. Ooh. Because each of the two varieties, you're getting two colors, they all produce double flowers, meaning they have multiple petals, so that's why these look so full and beautiful, and they're up to 6 inches across.
Whoa.
Yeah.
And what is
incredible.
what is a typical clematis like bloom?
Right. A typical clematis bloom is quite large, about 4 inches across, but these are going to be about 50% larger, 6 inches across. And most clematis, when they bloom, they only will bloom at the top of the plant. If you can see, ours will bloom at the very bottom, and they'll bloom all the way up.
Now, let me ask you, because I feel like with clematis, like you invest in a lifetime for this, because you've like got great places for it to climb.
Yeah.
How far is it, if I've got lattice work that goes up the front porch, like what height are we getting to the first season?
Well, we love this clematis because this is not a clematis that's going to really invade and grow like 30 feet. This is gonna grow about 8 to 10 feet by the end of the second or third season. So this is perfect for your pergolas, for your lattice, your fences, your mailboxes. But also another thing you can think of, if you have some of your boxwoods or arborvitaes, bushes, your shrubbery, you can plant them just in front of them and let them climb up your bushes, or a rose bush.
Yes.
Allow it to climb up your rose bush and get double the flower action all summer long.
Well, take a look at the varieties that you have, and then I have a technical question for planting. So what is this one?
So this is the first variety called the Beauty of Worcester. Now this has gorgeous, large, double flowers. These are gonna bloom up to 4 months, starting in June, July, August, September. Most other clematis will only bloom about 2 months. This will bloom twice as long. And not only are they going to bloom twice as long, but they're actually going to produce just a sheer, the quantity of flowers is going to totally trump any other varieties of clematis out there. Another reason that we love them.
All right, so here's my technical question. You said, oh wait, we still have one more, sorry.
Yeah.
This is still Denny.
Totally, this is the Sylvia Denny. This is the second color. And now you're getting 2 of each color. If you've gone to a garden center and you've seen clematis, they're very pricey.
Yeah, they're very pricey.
But because we work with this breeder, that's a friend of ours out in Poland, we're able to bring such an incredible collection to you guys here at QVC.
$33. 42
4
cents.
plants.
4 plants, and yet only quantities of this season. My question comes to you in the wake of Pinterest, and there's a lot of pins going on about like springtime and what you're gonna do. It seems like more than ever, like people are making their spring projects like these pergolas. How do you get the vine and the foliage to go over the pergola like
really
I've seen? How do you plant it that way?
Maybe once okay, so start off, imagine that this is, I have this nice little trellis here in the pot. So you'll plant it about a foot away from whatever you want it to climb up.
Okay.
So you plant it, here I'll just pretend like I'm doing it. So here's one of the plants that you can expect to receive at home, planted about a foot away from whatever you want to climb.
Okay.
Then, give it something to just start climbing up, and then as it gets taller, you'll kind of just gradually put it against whatever you want it to climb up.
Like kind of weave it in and out of it?
And the really cool thing about, they have these kind of like curly Q, if you can get in real close, they get these beautiful curly cues that will actually attach to whatever it's climbing up, whether it's kind of difficult to see, it's pretty small. But you can see that right there, that little curly cue, that will actually attach to whether it's a fence a wall, a shed, a bush, a pergola, a trellis, and then it will just gradually climb up. And once every 2 weeks or so, go check on it.
Yeah.
Kind of give it a little nudge.
Well, but it's nice that you don't have that maintenance built in, that it just kind of naturally climbs and holds on to everything itself. Because like when you see those pictures, you're like, wow, like how do you get it to stay up and all that stuff without?
It seems daunting, but it's not. It's very easy. And these clematis have been bred to really perform. And if we can just get another close in right here, I want to just show you how, when I say these produce a lot of flowers, you can see all of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all of these different buds just in this little area.
I see 9 in that little area.
I know you can see more than I can. That's why we love these, because these will produce flowers from the very top of the plant all the way down to the bottom.
And when should your blooms start and when will they go away?
These will start blooming a month earlier than other clematis, in June.
Wow.
You're gonna see these Beauty of Worcester in June, July, August, and September. A month earlier and a month later than other clematis.
How awesome. And then throughout the winter, does it stay green or?
So this is gonna kind of die back in the wintertime.
Yep.
You don't want to cut this down. This is a clematis you don't need to mess with in the winter. It will wake back up in the spring.
Nice.
And actually, it's the second, third season, they just get even better, produce more flowers. It's winter hardy down to -20 degrees Fahrenheit. So just about anywhere in the country, you can plant it in the ground next to whatever you want it to climb, or in a pot like this. It's pretty sweet too, on the patio, on a porch.
Yeah, $33.42 for plants that you're getting today. It's M49098. Still to come at the end of the show. This is already popular. I knew that it would be, because this is